Hello and welcome to Indian Masterminds. I am Srajan Girdonia and you are watching our weekly news show, Bureaucracy This Week. So without further ado, let's begin with our first segment, which is the Civil Service Roundup. In the Rajkot fire aftermath, Commissioner, ACP, DCP and Municipal Commissioner removed. 2 days after a horrific fire struck a recreation center in Gujarat's Rajkot, taking the lives of 27 individuals, the state government transferred the city's Commissioner of Police, Mr. Raju Bhargav, a 1995 batch IPS officer, and 2 other IPS officers. Ms. Vidhi Chaudhary, a 2009 batch officer who was serving as the Additional Commissioner of Police, and Dr. Sudhir Kumar Desai, a 2012 batch officer who was serving as the Deputy Commissioner of Police Zone 2. And apart from this, the Municipal Commissioner of Rajkot, Mr. Anand Patel, who was a 2010 batch IAS officer, was also been removed. The Gujarat High Court had reprimanded the state government, saying it had no faith in the state machinery, which gets into action only after innocent lives are lost over perpetrated lapses in the functioning of the TRP game zone, where a massive fire resulted in the tragic death of 27 people. Mr. Brajesh Kumar Jha, a 1999 batch IPS officer, who was serving as the Special Commissioner of Police in Ahmedabad Sector 2, was appointed the new CP of Rajkot, while Mr. Mahendra Bagria, a 2010 batch IPS officer, became the new ACP. Jagdish Bangarwa, 2019 batch IPS officer, became the new Deputy Commissioner of Police. Mr. Anand Patel was replaced by Mr. D.P. Desai, a 2008 batch IAS officer, as the new Commissioner of the Rajkot Municipal Corporation. Our next news comes from the capital, where a major bureaucratic overhaul has taken place, with key appointments ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. In a significant bureaucratic reshuffle ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the central government has announced fresh appointments and lateral transfers of 5 senior IAS officers. This move, unveiled abruptly on Monday, comes amid the final phase of the ongoing Lok Sabha polls, including the empanelment of additional secretaries from the 1999 IAS batch, raising questions due to its timing. The reshuffle includes the following appointments. 1991 batch IAS officer Amit Yadav of AGMUT cadre has been appointed officer on special duty in the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment. He will take over as secretary of the department upon Saurabh Garg's retirement on July 31st, 2024. Yadav is currently the chairman of the New Delhi Municipal Council. The 1990 batch IAS officer Rajkumar Goyal of AGMUT cadre has been shifted from Ministry of Home Affairs to Secretary Department of Justice under the Ministry of Law and Justice. Goyal was recently appointed as Secretary Department of Border Management in the MHA. 1992 batch IAS officer Rajendra Kumar of Tamil Nadu cadre will assume the role of Secretary Department of Border Management in the MHA, replacing Goyal. Kumar is currently the Director General of the Employees State Insurance Corporation, or ESIC, under the Ministry of Labour and Employment. The 1992 batch IAS officer Rakesh Ranjan of Manipur cadre has been appointed chairman of the Staff Selection Committee, or SSC, in the rank and pay of Secretary to the Government of India. This post has been temporarily upgraded and recruitment rules have been put on hold. Ranjan is presently Special Secretary, Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. 1987 batch IAS officer Pradeep Kumar Tripathi of AGMUT cadre has been appointed secretary to the Lokpal of India until his retirement on June 30th, 2024, and will continue on contract for 2 years beyond the retirement. Tripathi is currently Secretary Coordination in the Cabinet Secretariat. This reshuffle indicates a strategic move by the government ahead of the elections, with another list appointed to the post of additional secretary expected before the formation of the new government. ONGC and Ever Enviro collaborate to set up 10 compressed biogas plants. Energy Maharatna ONGC has partnered with Ever Enviro Resource Management Private Limited to establish 10 compressed biogas, or CBG, plants across India. This collaboration, formalized through a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, signed, aims to reduce India's dependence on imported gas and enhance domestic renewable energy production. The 50-50 joint venture aligns with the government's Global Biofuels Alliance and its goal of achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2070, utilizing feedstocks such as agricultural waste, agro-industrial waste, energy crops, and municipal solid waste or MSW. The initiative is expected to mitigate approximately 7.5 lakh tons of CO2 equivalent annually. Everenviro plans to set up over 100 CBG plants nationwide with 20 projects already underway across Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Punjab, involving an investment of nearly 2,000 crore rupees. These projects are expected to yield 320 metric tons of CBG per day. Insurance giant LIC registered a marginal 2% surge in net profit at Rs 13,763 crore in the fourth quarter ended March 2024. In a regulatory filing, the government-run body announced that its total income during the reporting quarter rose to Rs 2,50,923 crore from 2,185 crore in the same period of the previous fiscal. LIC's revenue from first year premium also improved to Rs 13,810 crore in the latest January to March quarter against 12,811 crore in the same period of the preceding fiscal. So these were the news for the week. Now let's take a look at the story of the week in the impact report. Railways, the most reliable and safest transportation in India, also play a crucial role in social responsibility. Many children separated from families or runaways often end up on railway platforms. To address this, the railway launched Operation Nanhe Farishte, reuniting thousands of children with their families over the past 2 years. In the Agra division alone, the Railway Protection Force or RPF handed over 316 children to their Child Help Desk and Child Welfare Committee in 2022, 147 children in 2023 and 21 children up to April 2024. The RPF remains committed to safeguarding railway property, passenger areas and travelers' well-being. Indian Masterminds interviewed Prashasti Srivastav, Divisional Commercial Manager DCM of Agra Division, and Anubhav Jain, Senior Divisional Security Commissioner RPF Agra, to learn more. Anubhav Jain explained that RPF under a unified initiative established a standard operating procedure or SOP for children in contact with railways. Child desks were set up involving railway officers and NGOs under the CWC's supervision. Prashasti emphasized the railway's planned approach in handling lost children. She highlighted that through Operation Nanhe Farishte, RPF identifies and ensures the safe return of these children to their families. Her leadership has been instrumental in coordinating efforts across the division and ensuring the effective implementation of the operation. Anubhav Jain, while elaborating on the operational aspect of Operation Nanhe Farishte, explained that the RPF rescues runaway children, gathers necessary information and presents them before the CWC, facilitating their reunification with the families. Jain also highlighted provisions for begging children and the role of public awareness campaigns in reducing the number of children arriving at railway platforms. Anubhav highlighted public awareness campaigns reducing children arriving at railway platforms. Previously, common sights of children sheltering on platforms have significantly decreased due to these efforts. The RPF, originating in 1882, became a statutory force in 1957 and an armed force of the Union of India in 1985. It operates under the Union Ministry of Railways, ensuring the safety of railway property and passengers. This joint effort by the RPF and NGOs like Childline underscores the railways' commitment to social responsibility, ensuring the safety and reunification of vulnerable children. Now let's move on to the UPSC story of the week in the budding bureaucrat. From semiconductor engineer to UPSC topper, Annapurna Singh's inspiring journey. Annapurna Singh's name resonates with the UPSC aspirants across India. This year, she not only secured a spot in the civil services but also emerged as the second topper in the interview round, scoring 212 marks. Her journey from a semiconductor engineer to a civil servant is far from an overnight success. Annapurna, who began her career as an electronics and communication engineer, graduate in Bangalore, worked at Intel on AI chips. However, a desire to contribute directly to society and introspection during the COVID-19 pandemic pushed her towards the civil services. Balancing a demanding job with UPSC preparations, she initially missed the prelims cutoff but remained undeterred, especially after a near miss in 2021 despite a car accident. Determined, Annapurna resigned from Intel and moved back to Patna to prepare full-time. Her parents' unwavering support, particularly her mother's encouraging notes, were her pillar of strength. Annapurna advises thoughtful planning and perseverance, emphasizing the importance of strong preparation in static subjects for prelims. Choosing geography as her optional subject, despite suggestions to opt for engineering, proved wise. Her passion for maps and consistent effort paid off. The interview stage, however, was her turning point. Dispelling myths about interview preparation, she revealed she studied more for it than the mains, securing a phenomenal score. Annapurna's journey embodies determination, strategic preparation, and family support. As she embarks on her IAS journey, her message to aspirants is clear: take control, give extra effort, and be kind to yourself. Now let's move on to our final segment of Power Post. A recent Twitter post by IRS officer Nethrapal has sparked a heated debate over educational equity in India. Nethrapal claimed that 80% of elite private schools in Karnataka, Maharashtra, and several other regions have converted to minority status to circumvent the Right to Education Act's requirement to reserve 25% of their seats for students from scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes.
Hello everyone. So recently the Prime Minister brought up an interesting point in one of his rallies. I think the date was 23rd of May. And in that rally he mentioned that during UPA rule around 9,000 educational institutions were given minority status.
Nethrapal's tweet highlights a growing concern that affluent private schools are using this exemption to maintain their exclusive nature, thereby depriving marginalized communities of opportunities for quality education. His tweet has reignited a crucial conversation about educational equity in India. As the government considers its next steps, the focus remains on creating a system where every child, regardless of their background, has access to quality education. So this was all the news for you this week. We will be back next week. If you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe. Till then, I'm Srajan Girdonia signing off. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay tuned to Indian Masterminds.